Once upon a time in a village not too far away, there lived a poor boy named Jack. Now, Jack was an honest lad, but he had one very bad habit. He was extremely curious, and this curiosity often got him into big trouble. One day, his mother sent him to a nearby market to sell their cow so they could buy some food. On the way to the market, Jack passed by a field where a man was planting magic beans. "What kind of beans are those?" he asked the man. "Why, these are magic beans," the man replied with a wink. "If you plant them, they'll grow into a beanstalk that reaches up to the clouds." Jack couldn't resist the temptation. He took some of the beans from the man and ran home. When his mother saw the beans, she was furious. "What did I tell you about bringing home useless things?" she shouted. But Jack, being Jack, had already planted the beans in a small patch of land behind their house. To his surprise, that night the beans grew into a huge beanstalk that stretched all the way to the sky. Jack was thrilled. He looked like a giant bean in a field of regular beans. The next morning, Jack told his mother about the beanstalk. At first, she was very angry, but then she had an idea. "Jack," she said, "climb up that beanstalk and see where it goes. If it leads to a land of giants, we can steal their treasure and then we'll never be poor again." So Jack, taking a sack and a ladder, climbed the beanstalk. After a while, he heard the sound of drums and trumpets. Then he saw a magnificent castle made out of gold and precious stones. Excited, Jack hid the ladder and crept inside. There he saw a king and a queen who were so tiny he could easily fit both of them in his pocket. "Fee, fi, fo, fum," said the giant king. "I smell the blood of an Englishman." Jack panicked and ran away. He hid under a table piled with golden treasure. The giants were looking for him. "Fee, fi, fo, fum," said the giant king. "I hear the footsteps of an Englishman." Jack kept running until he reached a small door at the end of the hall. He opened it and found himself in a dark and narrow passage. Suddenly, a big dog appeared in front of him. Its eyes were glowing red and it had sharp fangs. "Woof!" it barked. And Jack knew that this was no ordinary dog. It was a magical dog that protected the giant's castle. Jack took a deep breath and started walking toward the dog. Slowly, the dog sniffed him and then suddenly licked his hand. Jack was taken aback, but he didn't run. Instead, he kept walking until they reached the throne room. The dog barked once again, then sat down and closed its eyes. Jack entered the throne room and saw a beautiful princess sitting on a golden throne. She was as beautiful as a morning sun and as graceful as a swan. The princess looked at Jack and asked, "Who are you and how did you get here?" Jack explained how he had climbed the beanstalk and how he had been hiding from the giants. The princess listened patiently and then said, "Don't worry, I will protect you." She took Jack to a secret passage that led to a small cottage in the woods. "You can stay here as long as you like," the princess said, "and don't worry about the giants. I'll take care of them." The next morning, Jack woke up and saw the most beautiful sunrise he had ever seen. He decided to climb down the beanstalk and go home. As he was climbing, he heard the giants coming. They were furious because someone had stolen their treasure. Jack kept climbing until he was out of sight. Then he pulled the beanstalk so it fell on top of the castle, crushing it to the ground. When the giants tried to climb down the beanstalk to get away, Jack pulled it up again and hid in his mother's house. The giants, seeing that the beanstalk had disappeared, ran away. Jack and his mother were very happy because now they had lots of treasure and they would never be poor again. And so, thanks to his curiosity, Jack had saved himself and his family. From that day on, he still remained extremely curious, but he also learned to be more responsible. After all, you never know when your curiosity might get you into trouble. The end. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the story. See you in the next video.